Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Ayman Shafiq. I'm from HE21 and today I'm going to talk about is human cloning ethical? Okay, first of all, I'm going to talk about the history of cloning, and after that I'm going to talk about the definition of cloning, and then I'm going to talk about the method they use in cloning, and then after that, I'm also going to talk about the side effect of this cloning method. And lastly, I'm going to talk about my personal view regarding this topic. Regarding the matter of history of cloning theory, it is started in 1800 years ago in European, where they have this where they start to think that if there is any possibilities that human clone or a cell can be cloned, whether it's a human or animal clone, whether it's a human cell or animal cell, and they have done a various experience through they have already done the various experiment regarding these matters, and only a few of them have successfully proved that this theory is correct. According to Cambridge Dictionary, the definition of clone it is a process to create a genetic copy from individual or animal using their own cells. And according to John A. Robertson, there are two types of cloning. The first one is therapeutic cloning. The therapeutic cloning is a process is a process where the clone and where the cell itself is being grown into to become an organ such as lung, liver, kidney, and so on. Meanwhile, the other one is reproductive cloning. The reproductive cloning is a process that take the embryonic cell or the nucleus cell to create the exact copy of the certain individual or animal. For your information, there are two types of method that has been used in cloning process. The first one is somatic cells nuclear transfer, and the other one is artificial embryo twinning. Regarding the first method, the somatic cells nuclear transfer, this method requires the individual cell or the nucleus cell from the certain individual or animal being transferred into an unfertilized egg in the host, and then they have to create a stimulate. They have to stimulate the egg to grow and to develop according uh, according to the egg environment, so that the egg can grow to become a perfect clone. And the second one is artificial embryo twinning, where you have to take a single embryo and then you have to divide it into half until the divided half of the embryo can become a different embryo and can develop into separately, but still with the same genetic information as one of another. Okay, what are the side effects of this cloning? What are the side effects of the human cloning? Okay, I'm going to talk about the cloning in general term. Okay, the good effect on this cloning process is it can cure numerous medical conditions. Other than that, the bad effect of this cloning method is it is it is not 100% success in accuracy term, because sometimes you need a $1 million equipment and also procedures, and also very complicated procedures to to make this happen, and also it also depends on the condition of the egg. So from my point of view, I do believe that human cloning or the cloning process itself is essential for human being around this day. And also believe I do believe that human cloning also can be unethical at the one point, because the good thing about this cloning process is it can help the unfertilized parents, couples, to help them to get their own children with their own genetic information, as far as because this cloning process has a reproductive type, so which means that you can grow your own baby the using the own genetic information. And the bad thing about this cloning process itself is, according to John Harris, it the clone itself the cloning process itself cannot create an exact same copy of the individual that you want to clone, because first of all, the clone itself doesn't live through the environment or the condition that the individual has been going through, so it may be virtually impossible. And the second of all, it's this cloning process is against the morals, the philosophies, and the religions, because for me, when someone to try to create their own creation, it's like you are trying to becoming a god, and you are trying to do the god's work. So basically, it is prohibited. And lastly, it's also unethical because there are some certain cases where the scientists itself abuse the genetic information for their own purposes to create their own perfect clone. So that's all from me. Thank you.